is up. You already know what it is. A-Town is checking in. A lot of Falcon fans, probably Braves fans, probably Hawks fans. Yuri, you're a diehard fan of all these sports teams. As we catch up with the chat real quick and do some housekeeping, tell us, how is it maintaining a schedule, your regular everyday life, and then at night you got to go to a Braves game or a United game or a Hawks game or a Falcons game? Because summer, fall, winter time, there's a lot of stuff going on. You're everywhere. So how do you maintain your schedule, brother?
Man, you just gotta handle your business in the daytime and make sure you're ready for game time at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Because when I'm in State Farm Arena, when I'm at the Benz, when I'm at Truist, it's on. It's time to it's time to rock with our teams in the city.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. T. Will, I know you're trying to get a chance to go to a couple Falcon games this year, and a Hawks game here and there. Yuri goes to everything. He doesn't miss a beat. Yuri, have you ever got a chance to check like your stats or your records, or how many games have you been to consecutively? Have you missed anything recently? Like, how does this work?
I mean, this around the time where it's Atlanta United time and Braves time, so I'm always at the Benz and Truist, so it's always rotating back and forth between them. And I was at the Braves Philly series last week, and we struggling, with the Braves, but it's good to know that we got 3 All-Stars today, though, in total.
Yeah, and for fans probably wondering, Yuri doesn't work at these stadiums. He's a fan. You know what I'm saying? So Yuri's going in there, Braves maybe on a Tuesday. Of course, Atlanta United is coming back to the house in a little bit too, so I'm sure he's going to be at the United game supporting the team, even though United hasn't been doing so well too as well. Yuri is going to always be there to support the city, and of course, all these sports teams that we have here. T. Will, chat is live and lit. Lisa Shepard's in the chat. Michael Pennick away from football, y'all. Arnold Ebiketie days away from training camps going down in a major way. Jeremiah Weems is in the chat with the what's up, Jack Spade and Terry.
What up, Jeremiah?
Our special guest Yuri in the building too as well. Georgia Texas boy Sam listening to y'all driving home from Vegas. So the West Coast is here in the chat. Yuri, you're getting ready to make a trip too as well. You made a post this morning. You're leaving for Vegas. What is it, tomorrow? And then
Tuesday night. Tuesday night, going to Vegas for 4 days. Going to check out our Hogs at Summer League. Going to go see Nas perform, Moneybagg Yo perform too during that week, and then going to Paris on the 15th.
T will follow up on that. He's going to Vegas to see the Hawks Summer League, bro.
I want to be Yuri when I grow up. That's all I know. I mean, this dude. Hey, so Yuri, let me ask you this question. You literally travel all over the world, different venues. Have you been to every NFL, MLB, or NBA venue? And if not, which ones haven't you been to?
Man, that's still my bucket list, man. I want to, that's why I'm part of groups like, our fan section with the Hawks, the FanDuel 4-4 crew, and the Rise Up Tour fan club, because I want to, reach all those venues in America and, see all my Atlanta teams play. So that's definitely on my bucket list. And thank you, Lisa. Thank you for, the compliment. So, that starts this year with the Hawks and Falcons too. With the Hawks, I try to do at least 3 road games a year. You know how we do it with the Rise Up Tour fan club, every road game. Jack will tell you about it too. We show out on the road when it comes to the Falcons. When it comes to the parties that we do, we'll bring Young Jock, Pastor Troy perform. We got Fabo coming this year too. So I'm really excited what we got going on with the Rise Up Tour fan club this year too.
Well, we got a lot more happening than that. I can tell you that. That's just
Yuri is that dude. Hold on, I got a list of questions. So Yuri,
yeah, man.
I gotta ask you this.
What's up, T-Will?
Carrie and I joke all the time, but you travel worldwide. Give me your top 5 steak restaurants all over the world.
Man, see, my go-to is Mastro's, and it's a restaurant I wish we had in Atlanta, but we don't. So whenever I'm in New York, Vegas, LA, I'll go there. I'll go there right when I land because I just miss it. I get the New York strip from there. It's one of the best steakhouses in the country, man. You can't beat Mastro's. And I love Houston's in Atlanta and Buckhead too.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you for that. So
good eating for y'all Falcon fans. I hope y'all.
Let me tell you something. If first of all, I feel lucky enough to be on your page, because anybody that's on your, we get to see this. So guys, we're not exaggerating when we say Yuri lives that life.
Yeah.
Okay, Yuri lives three
And it's
things.
a fan. It's a real
Is a
die
real
hard,
yes,
the fan that
yes.
believes in the team, the organization, that they can win and succeed and get a ring and a championship. Yuri's that fan. So for those fans, it's like, oh, we're gonna suck this year. We're gonna be bad. Don't say that to Yuri. He doesn't want to hear that. He's about positivity. He's traveling to the Hawks Summer League.
That's awesome, man. That's
Tell
awesome.
him. Gotta
Hey,
tell him.
And if we
speaking of
talk
the
Hawks
Hawks,
right now, you know what's gonna happen, T. Will. We can
yeah.
go off. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, T. Will,
Well,
you got the platform.
I'm
brother.
sorry. Speaking of the Hawks, what do you think about the moves we made, Yuri? Give me your.
Man, this is one of the best off seasons I've seen the Hawks make, man. You're getting the Keel, Alexander Walker, Luke Kennard, the draft that we had, and the fact that Trey Young, he recruited guys like Nikhil Alexander Walker and Luke Kennard to come here. I think I think this is a 51 season. And I remember watching Sports Center the other week. I saw Kendrick Perkins talking. He said the Hawks have no excuse to not be a top three seed in the East this year, especially with Tatum out, with Howie out, with Dame out. The East is wide open. So I think the Hawks could really take over this year. And this could be their best season since that Eastern Conference Final season in 2021. I think it's gonna be special, man. This gonna be one of the best Hawks teams we've seen this decade.
I agree with that sentiment. I'm just as excited. Let's shift gears a bit to our Falcons. As you know, they've made quite a bit of noise with their 2 draft picks. Went out and signed some guys. Is it playoffs or bust this year for our Falcons? Give us your thoughts on that.
Man, I think everyone's on the hot seat this year, man. Because look, Terry, he cooked in the draft, he cooked in free agency. Now Raheem and the team just have to serve it, man. I love what we did, especially in the draft. We got two of the best pass rushers in this draft in the first round with Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. And I've seen a lot of criticism for trading up for Pierce, and it's like you got to remember Pierce was a top 5 prospect last year. So basically, getting Pierce trading up is basically using our first round pick for next year. So I saw nothing wrong with what Terry Fontenot did. And, we've been struggling to get a pass rush for a long time now. Again, Walker and Pierce, I think it's going to be a major boost. We got Leonard Floyd coming in, who's coming off of, 9.5 sacks last year. So I think the Falcons, we could easily have a top 15 defense this year at minimum.
Yuri, we're talking Falcons football here with you, of course, a little bit Hawks, a little bit Braves, a little bit Atlanta. Yuri, for the fans that do not know, because if they've ever been to Atlanta, talk to them about the traffic here in the A, how bad it's getting on your Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, even Saturday, Sunday morning. Traffic is getting a little bad out here, Yuri. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Jack, I think our traffic is worse in New York and LA's at this point, man. It's gotten to this point. It's like people say Atlanta's full. It's really full, man. You see the traffic, no matter what time of day, it's insane. So when you're going down to a Hawks game, Falcons game, United downtown, you better leave at least 3 hours early, at least three, maybe more if you're tailgating and whatnot. So, it's like when it comes to Falcons and Hawks, I always get there real early to avoid the traffic, pregame, tailgate. So it's always a vibe, before the games too.
And you're there early, of course, before the game starts. You're in your seat. Now let's talk about, some of the home game experiences versus the away game experiences, because you've been on the road. You've seen teams in their seats an hour before the game, literally 2 hours. As soon as the gates open, like they're right there in their seats. Like, talk about these home game and away game experiences for you as a fan, whether it's the Hawks or the Falcons or the Braves or however. Just talk about that for a bit.
Man, with the Falcons, I think we're getting a little bit better again in our seats before kickoff. But when you put winning product together, man, this city
Right.
is ready to explode for the Falcons. And so, we got a lot of people from the city that have been Falcons fans like for decades, like Terry. You see Terry, he's been around with the Falcons since the '70s, right? So,
Right.
I love the passion that we have on our fan base, but when we start winning, like we showed we could do last year, the sky's the limit at the bench. And for the same goes for the Hawks. Our FanDuel 404 crew, our fan section, we show up every game. We show what it needs to be at that environment at State Farm Arena. And when we're beating the good teams all the time too, State Farm is loud, man. It goes back to the Falcons too. We just got to put wing pride together. And I think the Hawks have did it this year too. This is a 51 team. This is a team that could get back to the East Finals and get to the NBA Finals. Because you got to remember, 4 years ago, if Trey didn't step on the ref's foot, we go to the NBA Finals.
That's right. We would have won it that year too. I believe.
Oh
we
yeah.
I think we beat the Bucks, and we easily beat the Suns. So the Hawks got a lot of potential this year, and this is gonna be one of the best Hawks teams over the past decade. And I can't wait.
Yuri, Kerry wants to know before we get back to talking some more Falcons football here. How many scout miles you got here, Yuri? You racking up? Is that too private? Are we getting there too personal for Yuri there?
So man, it's a lot of miles, man. But I use so much in May and June. I kind of got re-up a little bit, but we catching flights every month.
Sheesh.
Regardless.
Hey, for the fans that love to travel to these away games, you talked about the Hawks section. What is the section? Is the 404 section? Is that what it is?
The FanDuel 404 crew.
The FanDuel 404 crew, and of course the Rise Up Tour fan club. What we do on the road, and of course what goes on at home with the Hawks games too as well. How important it is just to bring that impact, that noise, just to try to offset the other team at times, because they do come into State Farm Arena thinking, oh, Atlanta ain't got no fans like that. And then they look up and they see this big supporting crew. And of course, even when we go on the road, fans have acknowledged, man, we hear you guys. We can hear you guys like on the TV in first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Like the Vegas game, fans were hitting me up like, bro, y'all are super loud in Vegas right now, which was last year as well.
I was just gonna mention Vegas too. Jack, you remember the Vegas game last year? It's like when we took the lead in that game, it was nothing but Falcons fans going crazy at Allegiant Stadium, and it was amazing, man. Like I've always wanted to see the Falcons in Vegas. It happened last year, and that whole weekend, like especially with the Rise Up Tour fan club, we did such a great job, man. At having the party at Tom's, having Jock and Pastor Troy perform that night, and see the Falcons get the W on Monday Night Football. That was a good experience too, man.
It's good when you can have a whole weekend of fun, right? Because sometimes, we do the parties and the events, and then, of course, the Falcons might lose the game on Sunday. It happens. It's football. We have to talk about that. But then when you come away with a win, it feels good getting on that plane, getting back on, getting in the Uber, wherever you're going back to your hotel, knowing that you put that Falcon gear back on, and people's looking at you like, man, they just came in our city and stole a win. So it feels good as a fan. This year, Yuri, we're going to Minnesota. We got Sunday Night Football. We're going to San Fran. We're going to Berlin against the Colts, Carolina, New Orleans. So how ready are you as a fan for this upcoming season, whether it's a home game or an away game?
Man, I'm ecstatic. Just because the expectations we have on this team, the talent we have on offense and defense, and I'm excited. Just to get back on the road again. For the games. I'll be in Tampa, Carolina, Arizona, New York. I can't wait for that Germany game too. It was a lot of rumors in the spring about whether or not we get Germany. And then the news came out that we're playing the Colts, and it's like, let me look up these flights. What's the plans with the Rise Up Tour fan club? We got stuff cooking for Germany too. So, and that's my birthday month too in November. So it's gonna be a movie.
Oh my gosh!
Stop it!
What day is your birthday? What day is your birthday?
November 19th.
That's what I'm talking about, Yuri. I'm November the 17th.
I
know the reason I liked you. That's what I'm talking. Scorpio, baby.
Team Scorpio. I'm October 26th, so Team Scorpio's in the building. Yuri was also with us in Vegas at Drea's for the Jeezy concert too as well. I remember seeing that like 1, 2 in the morning, VIP section, everybody's lit, bottles are popping, and I get a text, Jack, where you at? I know you in the club here for Jeezy. I said, yo, where you at? He said, I'm on the other side of the club right now. I think, man, bro, shot a beeline straight across the other side of the club, chopped it up with Yuri. Then he headed back over here to our section. We got a chance to catch Jeezy's performance, but that was a great night too as well in Vegas, man. Because when you go to Vegas, everybody's having a good time. But it felt like a home game in Vegas.
Yeah, it was the whole Atlanta takeover, man. We had the Hawks playing that weekend for the in-season tournament. We had the Falcons on Monday night. We had Jeezy performing. Jeezy's my top 2 all time when it comes to rappers, so I had to come through.
Hey, it's going down. T-Will.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Michael?
Yuri's here in the building. Michael B's in the building. Marcus Boyd's in the building. Jeremiah Weems. 9 Sundays left. Yuri, you counting down these weeks, man? You counting down these days to Falcons football?
I'm counting down the days to training camp. The 24th is almost here, man. I can't wait to see everyone at Flowery Branch, man. It's gonna be a lot of good vibes, and it's gonna be one of the best teams in the conference, one of the best teams in the league this year. I think Michael Penix, he's gonna shock a lot of people.
See, this is the one thing about Yuri T. Will that, even bringing him here to the podcast, which you've been on the podcast before, Yuri, and you always bring that positive energy about Falcons, Hawks, Braves, whatever it is, doesn't matter how the team looks in the standings or the record. Yuri's one of those fans you can talk to get some positive energy or an outlook about the team, whether now or in the future. And of course, you can also talk hip hop and music because Yuri's in the music scene too as well, going to a lot of these up and coming artists. Of course, you heard Jay Envy on the podcast. He mentioned
Mhm.
Pluto, one of the up and coming artists out here in Atlanta that's making some
Big
noise.
Pluto.
Big Pluto, a couple. I mean, there's some artists that's making some noise here in the city. But Lisa Shepard wants to know where can we find any articles that you have because you do cover the hip hop industry a lot. I saw you at Rolling Loud with Bodie. Big shout out to Yuri for helping us get through that crowd for 21 Savage because that crowd was
Man.
crazy. Yuri, could you? You can get to Lisa Shepard's question, but can you tell the story too as well? We're leaving Young
Bro.
Nudie to head across to the other side. Yuri got the media ban, so it's like, let's go. We was in VIP already, but Yuri was like, no, I
Mm,
gotta get to 21 Savage. It's very important that y'all move
man.
with me. Bodie's with us. Yuri, just tell a little bit about that story.
Man, that was Rolling Loud Miami 2023. That was the first time I met Jack in person, and I didn't know that was Bodie too at the time. But man, we had a great time. We were in the VIP area, Rolling Loud Miami. We seen 21 Savage perform. We seen Young Nudie perform, and I cover Rolling Loud every year, whether it's the one in LA and Miami. I go to both of them, and for Lisa, I'm on hiphopvibe.com. I'm the editor over there. Publish content on there daily. We go out cover events like concerts, festivals, different TV events, whether it's a BMF movie premiere or birthday bash at State Farm Arena a couple weeks ago, we just did too. So it's always a vibe with the music game too.
Talking about these up and coming artists in Atlanta, of course, and some of the artists that's already made some noise too as well. Who is your top three or top five you would say that's making noise in Atlanta?
Man, obviously shout out to Pluto, man. She's coming up on the west side of Atlanta. She got the Win Whammy single remix with Sexy Red out now. I like Anicia, another one of the hottest rappers in the game. She got a mixtape with DJ Drama coming out. Obviously, and there's a lot of artists, that's already hot in Atlanta that I still like too. Future, Wife, and Lucci. Shout out to Gunner. Gunner has an album on the way that I'm really looking forward to. And he was just at Offset birthday bash performing at the arena too. So I think Atlanta, we still got a stronghold on hip hop too, and it's not going to let up anytime soon.
That's big. We got to clip that. Atlanta has a stronghold still in this hip hop game because people are saying like it's hard to find that new sound, that new wave. T Will, you know how it was when we were coming up. New artists were dropping every like pulling up every day with just DMX and of course Scarface and artists that that you can just bump UGK, right? T Will, just name some more artists, man, that you can just put on and listen to from start to finish, man, because now from where where music was before to where it is now, like Atlanta had a big stronghold in the past and in the future too as well. So T Will, speak on that, man.
I mean, you spoke on it, man. The one I think about all the time is Outkast and just how they changed
Outcast.
the game. But I do have a question for you, Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Timberland signed a an AI artist.
Hmm.
Give me your thoughts on that and just the impact and what that's doing or what the potential impact is on the music industry.
Man, AI artists, I don't think it's the right way to go, man. Fans got to feel the energy in person, man. They got to connect, outside the music too. Talk to them on social media. I feel like you can't talk to a robot type of artist, man. That they're just telling you what you want to hear. It's like you got to feel that connection with the artist in person, man. And so I don't think the AI route works when it comes to signing artists because I forgot which major label tried to sign an AI artist a couple of years ago and it didn't work. So I don't think it should be applied in this situation either. You just got to feel it with artists in person, man.
Yeah, that those are my thoughts exactly. Because I
How
mean,
you feel about it?
I mean, I feel like you. I mean, I mean, I mean, yeah, it can sound good, but I'm not gonna go spend money to go see an AI artist, right? I'm not
Yeah,
gonna, yeah, because I mean, it's not real, right? So, you know, but just wanted your thoughts on that, and also, I guess my next question, and it's more of a sporting one, but again, you've been to just about every stadium all over the world. If the Falcons can't win the Super Bowl uh in the bins, where would you love to see them win the Super Bowl? Like what give me
man.
perfect Super Bowl weekend from start to finish where whatever stadium it is, whatever municipality it is, it's Super Bowl weekend. It starts on a Thursday. You're there Thursday, and it culminates on a Sunday with a Falcons victory in this stadium. Where is that for you?
Man, there's a few locations I have in mind for that. Maybe Miami, because obviously, they're gonna pick warm weather cities for the Super Bowl. So either Miami, LA, probably at SoFi Stadium. I still need to go to that stadium. I haven't been inside of it yet.
Mhm.
And hopefully, Levi Stadium with the Niners. We're playing them on Sunday Night Football this year too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a chance to check them out on the road. And the Super Bowl is gonna be at Levi Stadium this year too. So
Right.
hopefully we get there. Hopefully we get there this year, and I can see it for myself this season.
Gary, how many stadiums have you been to? You get a chance to count those up?
Ah, man, off the top of my head, obviously the Benz, obviously Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, um, the Meadowlands when we played the Jets and the Giants. We played the Raiders at Legion,
Mhm.
um, and Nissan Stadium in Nashville too, Charlotte,
Mhm.
Tampa, um, and surprisingly, I still got to get to New Orleans, man. I still haven't been Falcons fans in New Orleans. So we're in there this year with the Rise Up Tour fan club in New Orleans, and that's my birthday month too. So we're going crazy.
Man,
That's
it's going down in a major way. T. Will Yuri's here in the building talking Falcons football with us. Kerry has a question for you. You did mention Jeezy is one of your top favorite artists. Can you tell us your top
I
three
love
favorite
Jeezy.
hip hop artists?
I
Man,
love Jeezy.
man. So my top two forever have been T.I. and Jeezy. Because when I first got into music, T.I. and Jeezy were my first two favorite artists, and it's still the case. My first two albums I had were the King album by T.I. in '06 and the Inspiration by Jeezy in '06. And I was in fifth grade at the time, going into sixth. And so, I was playing both albums on my PS2, man, every single day. And it's like, those are just legends in the city. And that was the same year I started getting into sports, starting with the Falcons. It was Mike Vick's last season. All I wanted for my birthday that year was the red big jersey for my birthday, and I got that. So, just and I was just such a big T.I. and Jeezy fan at the time, and it still applies today, man. They're some of the best artists come out the city and hip hop in general, and I'm glad I got to see them perform a lot of times. I met T.I. three times already in the last 6 years, so it's been fun to see music evolve in the city so much.
Hey man, it's going down in a major way. Shout out to Jamal Hill mentioning Play a Fly. Play a Fly, South Memphis legend. Play a Fly.
Woo.
I'm talking about that's some real underground. Tommy Rat the third and Skinny Pimpin' then that's Memphis, Tennessee over there, Jamal. But you definitely know what you're talking about when it came to some underground music. Pastor Troy and Jeezy for Jeremiah Weems too as well. Pastor Troy, Yuri, how cool is it that you can pull up to these parties and these events and hang out? And there goes Pastor Troy over there. There goes Jock over there. There goes some
Oh
of the artists that there's some more things going on. We ain't gonna mention, but
man,
Yuri, I mean, you
bro.
see what's going on here, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Pastor Troy, man. He's been following me on Twitter since 2014, and we see him at every Rise Up to a Club event. And I saw him at the Dream and FIFA game a couple weeks ago too at State Farm Arena. I saw him getting food. He recognized me, and he's like, "Man, it's time for the Falcons soon." So, man, Pastor Troy, he's a legend, man, when it comes to hip hop and just being supporting Atlanta so much. He's like, it's hard to find diehard Atlanta sports fans from artists in the city, but Pastor Troy, he's him. He's really him when it comes to that.
Man, it's great seeing the support that we have here in Atlanta for not only the Hawks, the Braves, the Falcons, and Yuri, of course, the Atlanta Dream too as well. People don't even mention the Dream as much as they're supposed to be mentioning the Dream, but this team is really good. Yuri, give a shout out to the Dream, man, because
Man,
fans got to know this support goes, across all platforms here.
man, the Atlanta Dream, they've been looking good so far, man. They've had a lot of good wins this year. We took a couple losses this year so far that we should have won. But overall, man, I like the direction that they're heading. Shout out to Alicia Gray, shout out to Ron Howard, both the All Stars this year too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Dream could finally get back to the finals this year, man. And shout out to Renee Montgomery too, man, one of the co-owners of the Dream. She always shows me love on social media. Been a big fan of hers when she was playing at UConn too. Won a Natty in '09. So the Dream that they're building something special down there too. So y'all go get to Gateway Center in College Park. Go show the Dream some love.
Man, you're hearing that what Yuri is saying about building something special with the Atlanta Dream, and of course, our Atlanta Falcons are building something special too as well. Yuri went through the draft, as T. Will mentioned. We got some really good players that fans are ready to see on the field. Training camp is days away. You know, there's going to be some camp competition battles. I think one of the biggest battle that everybody's looking at is the cornerback position. We didn't get Jalen Ramsey. We didn't get Jair Alexander, who was on the market, but Raheem could be, I guess, fine with what he has in the building right now, getting ready to start up training camp. Yuri, what are you looking at training camp? Is it the cornerback battle? Is it anything in the wide receiver room? Or are you just looking for some good competition between these guys to see who makes the
Man,
53?
Man, I love the boost we added to the secondary in the draft, man. You know, we got Billy Bowman, we got Kobe Bryant coming in. I think Kobe Bryant's a sleeper, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still shocked he went undrafted, man, because I watched a couple of Kansas games this year, and when we were watching the draft, I was hoping we could get Kobe Bryant in the fourth, in the fourth round later, and sometime later in the draft. But when we got him undrafted,
Right.
it's unreal, man. And we already got. I love our receiver room too with Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Kyle Pitts as well. You know, he can line up for receiver. And, I'm glad we picked up Nick Nash as a undrafted free agent. I'm ready to see what he does in camp. I remember I think he led college football in touchdowns this year and receiving yards. And he went undrafted. So I was shocked at that. And the fact that we were able to rack him up, I think he's going to make the 53-man roster on training camp. And I can't wait to see the rookies too, especially Xavier Watts, man. He's going to make an impact in the secondary too, because a lot of people saw him as a first-round talent, but he slipped to the third round, and the Falcons got him, and he's a dog, man. He can hit too. I can't wait to see what he does in camp.
Well, you're hearing it from Yuri right here about what could be happening at camp, man. What's your thoughts on what Yuri's talking about over here? Hell, he even mentioned Xavier Watts. I'm about to pull up an article too as well on Xavier Watts. But Will, Yuri's over here talking Falcons football, man.
Yuri knows what he's talking about. I'm really excited about really everything that we've done on defense, right? So we added 2 pass rushers. We added Divine Diablo. We needed linebacker assurance just in case Troy Anderson was doing. Troy, gets, hopefully he'll stay healthy, but I feel better about our linebacking core to the extent that he doesn't. I like what we did in all 3 levels. I love what we did with the secondary, and he's absolutely right. Billy Bowman and Xavier Watts are ball hawks. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see. Like you said, if we can be a top 15 offense, even if we're top 20, even if we're top 20 defense, I think our offense this year will be top 10. I think the floor is top 10 for our offense.
Because Terry, we were already top 8 in offense last year.
I think so, yeah.
So basically, without the struggles of Kirk Cousins coming in and Michael Penix, who has a full offseason on his belt, now I think we can easily elevate to top 5 at minimum. And I'm not worried about the offense, but just I want to see how much of a step the defense is going to bring this year, because we upgraded the pass rush. This is going to be our best pass rush in years, man. And I still like the depth that we got a linebacker too. So. And in the secondary, I think we have one of the strongest secondaries now in the league. AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, and so I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people there too.
I think so too. I think look, to be honest with you, if we're top 15 in defense, and I'm trying not to go Eric Parker on you, but if we're
17-0,
right,
17-0.
I'm trying not to do that. You know what I mean? But if we're top 15 in defense, it's hard for me not to see us making a deep playoff run, because to your point, that offense, and people don't really look at, but when Michael Penix led that offense, they scored more and more and more, right? Last 3 games, you couldn't stop us. So I'm excited about it. And you know what else, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
You know what else I'm excited about?
What are you excited about, sir?
I'm excited about that super chat.
Uh-oh, we got one already. It's time for a super chat. My boy Atlanta Falcons Fandemic in the building.
Fandemic, what's up?
Man, this season is going to be epic. Top 10 in offense and defense. Book it. Let's go. We want the smoke. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic dropping the super chat. Might wake the neighbors up. with that
Man,
be
Falcon
all right.
fans. Big shout out
Yep.
to
man,
the
what
Falcons Fandemic. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button over at Atlanta Falcons Fandemic page too as well. You know we got that content for y'all
Love
Falcon
it.
fans.
Love
Head
it.
over there to Atlanta
Pandemic.
Falcons Fandemic.
Hey,
man,
you.
Atlanta Falcons.
I got a question for you because I love me some Jeezy. Give me your top 3
ah,
Jeezy songs.
man, you gonna go make me go way back because you know
You
his
gotta go back to the Trap
catalog,
or Die
his
days with that one, Yuri.
bro,
It's
That's
all
easy.
good, man. It's all
DJ
good.
Drama, Trap or Die,
his
so easy now.
his catalog so deep, man. You know, my first favorite Jeezy song was "I Love It" off the Inspiration. That's always gonna be my top five. Somewhere I gotta go with the TM 101 intro on the TM 101 album. He went crazy on there. You know, I could throw in Trap or Die with Bun B on there too.
Mm.
I could throw in the self-titled Jeezy song from the Inspiration. And
Okay.
there's so many songs on the Recession album I like too. You know, like What They Want, Welcome Back. It was man, he's so deep in his bag with the catalog.
T
I love Jeezy, man. So my top 3 would be Me Okay,
yeah.
Trap Star,
Mm-hmm.
and Vacation. Like it's a bunch of them, but just for me, like when I'm riding, I love those songs. So yeah,
Man, I remember,
I'm a big
uh,
Jeezy enthusiast.
man, yeah, I know you like Gucci too,
Oh, I love me some Gucci Mane. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
man.
I do.
Your favorite Gucci song is "Lil Friend" with Bun B,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You got a great memory, man. My brother hates that song. God bless.
it's a
Hey man, it's
classic,
nice to
bro.
have a catalog though, man. From
I
even
made him
All
hate
There
it.
with Bankroll Fresh, Standing Ovation,
Along
Gangsta
with
Music,
Bankroll,
Lose
man.
My Mind, Soul Survivor. I mean, he got some hits now. I can see Jeezy, you know, he's gonna be
Hey,
played for a long time here, not only in the clubs in Atlanta, but of course around the world. So big shout out to all the fans who still rocking with Young Jeezy.
shout out to my brother LBB, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry I did that to you, man.
Man, shout out
I
to your
look
bro
back
Eric, man.
I look back on it, that was wrong. I listened to that song for 12 hours, dude. And you brought back a memory when you said that, because when we got back, he literally just took out the CD and was like, take it. I don't ever it's
Man,
like thank you. So
man, that
Facts,
was
man. Go
man.
I
ahead,
know.
Yuri.
And it was something about the song, man. I don't know what it was. I fell in love with it. So
The
whatever.
the appeal. That was a good Gucci album, man.
Oh man, Burr. I
What your
love
food
Man,
like may feel like cooking. Hey, Falcon fan, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Miss Carrie's in the chat. She got a question for you, Yuri. You know you've been to Miami a few times. So what's your favorite steakhouse in Miami? There's so many to choose from, but
and
what you got down there?
I'm gonna say Mastro's again, man. They opened a new Mastro's in Miami, downtown Miami. It's right by the water. You can sit outside, enjoy your stay, just watch the water in Miami. It's a good vibe. So it's downtown Miami, close to the Brickell area. So pull up, check that out. It's good eats for sure.
Look, we talking food, we talking football, we talking Falcons. We might have to get you on breakfast with one time for the fan and talk some of that with Chef Matt when he comes back to the
Oh,
podcast
that
too
would
as
be
well,
Yeah,
because
no
we know you
doubt, no
food,
doubt.
Yuri.
yeah.
Vegas. What about the steakhouses in Vegas? Because we went out there, of course, for the Falcons Raiders game. But there's some fans who might be traveling to Vegas and don't know about any of the restaurants out there that's good. But Yuri, you know Vegas pretty well. So your
Man,
thoughts about that?
man, a few of my favorite spots in Vegas are Mastro's at the Aria, of course. And then there's a Red Eight. It's a good Japanese and Chinese spot in the
Mm.
Win. That's one of my favorite restaurants too. And a few of the local spots are fire too, man. Go Roberto's. They got some amazing tacos. It's outside the strip. I get it every time I'm in Vegas. I'm gonna order some, for some late night food when I get there on Tuesday. So Vegas, man. Any of the casinos, the Lemongrass. It's a Thai restaurant in the Aria. Fire. You gotta check that out too.
Look, Falcon fans, you're getting it real right here from Yuri. Yuri, let's get into the mind of a fan when you're getting ready to walk into home stadium at the Benz or an away stadium when you're going on the road to watch the Falcons. Do you have like a playlist? Are you getting to like? Do you feel like a player on the field sometimes? Like you're walking into a
Man,
hostile environment. Like what are you listening to
yeah,
when it comes to the playlist
man.
as you walk
It's
in there?
always, it's always some Ti, always some Jeezy, always some Gucci, always some Future. It's I always try making an Atlanta playlist. I always got my headphones in and walking to the bands we're on the road, and we trying to take over your track on the road.
That's what's up.
So
Up. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so Yuri, you are, let me tell you something, man. You have some swag. You have some swag. I mean, every Atlanta franchise Give me what's your favorite old school throwback jersey that you have from the Falcons?
Man, off the top of my head, I got the throwback Dion, the black jersey. I got red Mitchell, and that's my big jersey that I got last season. I was waiting for that to drop for a long time, so I finally got that the team store at the bins. And obviously I got some. I don't know if they're considered throwbacks, but now I got Matt Ryan, Tony Gonzalez, Roddy White. I still got them in the bag too. So I love the legends that we got too on the Falcons.
Is there one that you don't have that you would like?
Man, I'm waiting on them to probably drop probably the Tony G and the Mitchell and Ness one because
Oh,
he was so major here for 5 seasons for us and all pro seasons, Pro Bowl seasons. So hopefully they could cook something up with Tony G too because he's one of the most underrated Falcons ever, man.
Oh yeah.
one
Oh
one thing
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
know about the Falcons uniforms, I do believe they should be getting some uniforms in the near future. Fans
I
have
thought it
talked
was
about it.
I thought they were coming this year to be honest.
I mean, right now it's the summertime. It'd be probably a little bit too late for them to drop it. If they do, I mean, drop it tomorrow. I'm sure Falcon fans will go pick it up. But I can't wait for them to drop some new uniforms. Because remember what happened last time they did it? They had the whole Julio situation, and fans didn't know what was going on. And I think the one of the
Mm,
jerseys they didn't even wear. I think only one, or I think or they
it
probably
was
only
it
wore it
was
like 2 or 3 times. The
it
gradient
was
one.
the red gradient ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. The gradient ones. Yeah.
yeah. So that
Yeah,
would be some fun to see.
they were okay, but I love the black ones that we have. But I'm definitely down for new uniforms. I love the ones that we had from '04 to 2020. Those are the best jerseys we've had, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That was the Michael Vick.
Yeah.
hmm And
Yeah, the Michael Vick ones are nasty.
you remember the black jerseys that we had with the red on the sleeves in
Yep.
the early 20s? Those I can't believe we got rid of those. I love those so much, man.
Yeah.
Hey
Me too.
man,
Me too. Me
Yuri
too.
is talking Falcons. We're talking football. We're talking food. Uh, Eric Parker wants to know, Yuri, is KRS One in your top five?
God.
I know he's in Terry's top five, and
We,
like, hey, he's a legend, but I can't put him over guys like Pac, Biggie, and Nas. I know Terry does though.
that's
Fact.
fair. Thank you, Yuri.
I,
Thank you, Yuri. That's
I
fair.
remember I remember y'all had that debate, man, about KRS One, man. It's like he's a legend, but Terry, man, he's in your top five, huh?
My brother and I will probably have that argument until we die. Like it's okay. You know what I mean? It's just what we do. Every time he sees me, he's got to bring it up, and whatever, Eric. Nobody cares, so it's okay.
Oh
Big
man.
shout out Eric Parker in the chat. Big shout out to everybody here talking Falcons football in the chat. If you got a question for Yuri, go ahead and drop it in the chat. You know we love putting your comments on the screen. One time for the fan, from the fan, for the fan. Yuri, I gotta ask you, for the fans that love to travel, and we talked about the Rise Up Tour fan club too as well. You can mention that if you want to, or if you want to go about just doing it yourself here. But Yuri, when you travel, how do you book? How do you take care of your travel arrangements? Is it something where you wait until the schedule drops to take care of all your other plans for traveling, or how does it work? Because fans that want to travel to Berlin or go to Arizona or go to New Orleans, some people wait to the last minute. Other people take care of it
Mm.
weeks, months in advance. What do you do when it comes to this travel for the Falcons or for
Oh,
the Braves or the Hawks? Because I mean, you're a guy that definitely knows how to get around.
man, it's a mix of both, man. Usually, sometimes I'll book it early month in advance. Sometimes it might be a few weeks from then. With the Falcons, obviously we got the Rise Up to our fan club for memberships. We have host hotels, so I'll do the host hotels sometimes as well. And when we have a lot of great hotels, man. I remember, we have the Sheraton, the Marriott with the Rise Up to our fan club. We got a lot of great host hotels. But with the Hawks, when I travel with CMI, I'll just switch it up with the Airbnb, get a good hotel at the Marriott, the W, man. So, make a good fan experience on the road, man. It's always a great time.
Hey,
Yeah,
Yuri,
it's
I got a
going
question
down a
for
major
you.
way. Go ahead, T. Will.
I'm sorry, but I got a question for you. And
Mhm.
it's 'cause look, if you check out Yuri's social, Yuri is swagged out at every event, man. So you like, okay, it's game day, right? It's game day. You're in Vegas, right? What Take me through your routine of how you choose your swag. Like, is it
Man,
whatever you feel in the morning, or just, do you conceive it the entire week? Like,
and
take us
when
through
it
that process.
when it comes to seeing the Falcons and Hawks on the road, man, the game day fits, they're already planned out. I might
Oh,
have, I'll say, pick my Michael Penix jersey for this, get the black Falcons hat to go with it. It's some red and black Dolce and Gabbana, some Giuseppe's with the red and
Sheesh.
black one.
Okay.
Dolce and Gabbana's. Hold on now.
Man,
God, talking
I mean,
love here on the podcast. We definitely got to clip that. Go ahead, T-Will.
let me ask you another question. Because I told you I want to be here when I grow up. Have you ever had like a party foul where like you go to put your shoes on and they got dirty or something and you have to call in? Have you ever had to call an audible?
man, it's just you just gotta watch where you're walking, man.
Okay.
But when you at an event, man, when you put something on when it comes to the shoes, you gotta make sure like you gotta watch where you're going. This, you gotta make sure you're not in a place where something can spill on the shoes.
Yeah.
So you gotta make sure the material is right on the shoes anyway for
Yeah.
which kind of event you're going to.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey man, like I say, I'm a fan. So I know it's three things we're gonna see on Yuri's page. Yuri's gonna have his swag on. We know he's gonna go eat at some steakhouse somewhere. And every day, and I love this about him, he's gonna thank God for waking him up. And I'm all about that life. So
Man, you already know.
Like I say, I'm a fan, man. Have you ever been in a situation where you're kind of let's say you're out, the Falcons win, but the venue that you go to is not really the best, right? And so kind of take us through what it's just a day in the life of Yuri from start to finish when you're getting ready to go to a game, right? So you already picked out your swag. We know that. You know where you're going for the restaurant. But take us through, like, it's Sunday morning. You're going to the game Sunday night. What's that like for you? Because so many of us, wish we could live that life. Like, you guys know I got a heart condition, so I got some challenges or whatever. But Yuri, I would love to do that. So for those of us who can't, take us through what's that like. You wake up that morning all the way up to game time. What's that like for you?
Life of the diehard fan.
Man, I always try to find a good pregame meal before I head to the Benz or State Farm Marina, man. It used to be Hooters on Peachtree, but they closed suddenly last
Hooters.
Terry's favorite spot.
Yeah.
Sound the train horn.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just there today.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Hey man, we gotta have Yuri back on, man. That deserves 2 hours, Jack. Do not short him.
Hey man, yeah, I'll go to the Hooters in Cobb by Cumberland before every Braves game, or sometimes just on a random day to chill. So they're right by Cumberland. Good spot, man.
That's what's up. All right.
And Twin Peaks and Buckhead. This is a good pregame spot too.
Okay. Now, do you have any superstitions? I know my brother and I have some subtle ones. Do you have any superstitions when it comes to any of your teams or no?
Man, I used to, man. I'd be like, man, if I wore these Falcon socks or something else, and we lost, I'm like, now forget it, man. On to the next, because sometimes we have our days, sometimes not. Sometimes we don't when it comes to not getting the W. But what about you?
Well, my brother has this. So my brother is kind of like you. He's got jerseys everywhere. Like the man has been collecting jerseys from way back when. Okay, back when this was black, he was collecting jerseys. Yeah. So he's got so many jerseys that if he wears a jersey twice and we lose, he's not going to wear it again.
Oh man,
that's his thing.
You said he's got like 50 of them, huh?
He's got loads.
Eric's probably Jersey man when it comes to.
He might have hundreds. Like he's got, again, ever since I've known him, which is a long time, he's been collecting jerseys. So,
yeah, for sure.
Jerseys to training camp. I mean, it's super hot out there, but there's some diehard fans who do that. I haven't done it as yet. I usually like just wearing my shirt, my Falcons shirt or whatever, a dry fit, because it's gonna be blazing hot in Flowery Branch. But I've seen Eric Parker multiple times: black jersey, white jersey, red jersey. He's a diehard fan. Doesn't matter if it's a home game. I've seen him on the road too as well. Hopefully we can get Eric Parker back on the road because he was in Carolina with us a couple of years ago. But yeah, Eric Parker's a diehard fan. But yeah, for rocking your jersey, like how Eric Parker rocks his jersey, like I said, T. Will, your brother probably has a section where it's just all Falcons jerseys.
Oh yeah,
man,
just right up on one side, kind of like how I have the shoe collection over here too as well. So yeah.
He says he's got about 40, which means he's probably so.
About 40.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. He probably had to get rid of something then, because he's had to get rid of something. So I don't know.
He's probably saying he got 40 more today.
Probably. But I know he left one at my house. It was a nice one too. It was a like different color Matt Ryan jersey or whatever. But my brother's is an avid collector of jerseys.
And I love when the fall gets here too during football season, because I have so many Falcons and Hawks jackets I like wearing, man. And in the summertime it's too hot. It's too hot. So I got so many Falcons and Hawks starter jackets, Mitchell and Ness one. So I'm ready to get some more, and hoodies too. So
Falcons gear, Atlanta United gear, Braves gear. Doesn't matter. Yuri is a diehard fan of Atlanta sports. I tell you this, Yuri, man, it's great to have you here on the podcast, because one time for the fan, being from the fan for the fan, you are the fan, right? You go to these games, you support these teams, you buy the merch. Eric Parker's over here ratting on his brother in
the he's such a bitch.
Chop it up with you about the Atlanta Falcons, and of course some about the Hawks and some about the Braves. But Yuri, have you picked out what game you're going to this year for the Falcons? Away games. We know you're going to show up at the Benz at the home games, perfect attendance, season ticket holder too as well. Shout out to Yuri. But away games, have you thought about what games you plan on going to, or have you booked already?
Man, those already checked off, man. Carolina, Tampa, New Orleans, New York, Arizona, Germany too, and the Bay for the Niners. And what else we got on the schedule for the road, Dad?
We got, let's see here.
I said Arizona, right?
Minnesota
Sunday Night Football. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw them.
San Fran, New England.
Man, New England's gonna be crazy. Hey, that's my birthday month too. So it's so many games on my birthday that month, man. Away games.
New York, going out there to
New York. Yeah, New York, end of November. Yep, I remember when we went there in 23.
Man, Falcon fans, you talking about Yuri is on the road this year. You guys see it on the screen too as well. The Rise Up Tour fan club. We got some trips. Now I can tell you right now, last year we took 2 buses to Carolina. We plan on probably taking more, because a lot of fans are talking about the Rise Up Tour fan club and what we have going on this year. Yuri, probably one of the biggest games this year is against the Buffalo Bills. You can see Cameron Weems' comment here on the screen, and everybody's going to say, most fans will say, every game is going to be difficult. You just can't go out there and say you're going to win them all. But Yuri, what is it going to take for the Atlanta Falcons to get back to the Super Bowl? Even looking at this schedule, some would say it's pretty easy. Some would say, hey, man, it's going to be a little bit difficult for this young Falcons group. But what is your thoughts on what does it take for to the Super Bowl, man?
Man, I think last year we showed we could compete with anyone, but it comes down to beating the teams you're supposed to beat, man. You can't drop games to Carolina. And this year you got to handle business against teams like the Colts, the Jets, the Panthers, the Saints. We can't drop games to the Saints again. The last year was ridiculous, but that's been there. That was then, and I think we got good shots sweeping the division this year. I really do, because we showed we could beat Tampa, and a lot of people have Tampa as a favorite, but you got to remember they've been squeaking out the division the last 3 years at 9-8, 10-7, because we handed it. They didn't earn the South. I still think we're the best team in this division.
Hey, it's going down in a major way. T-Will, before we get Yuri up out of here, man, got some more questions for my brother Yuri?
Hey man, Yuri, I just pray I'm lucky enough to see you at one of these events, man. I appreciate it. I'm a fan, and I like the way you go about your business, man. I can dig it. I like I love it, man. Last question, and it is one that involves the ATL. If the Falcons get another Super Bowl, here,
2028.
Okay.
Yep.
Give me number one. Who do you think should do the Super Bowl? What Atlanta? And then also, who's on the venue with them? And it can only be 5. All ATL. Who's
man?
And then who's the other 4?
Yeah, you definitely got to have a good rotation to that, because there's so many legends in the city. So I think you could throw in Ti, you could throw in Jeezy, Outkast. I think we can include Big Boy and Andre, right, as one. Or,
You got to
Yep.
bring the whole Dungeon family out once Outkast get out there.
man, yeah, even Future because he has
Even
ties to
Future,
Dungeon.
yep.
Yep.
Because he has ties to them too. I think so. I think all of them would be the perfect line. Maybe hopefully we could get some Gucci in there too.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
To
That is
to
fair.
piggyback on Yuri's answer, I think with the way the NFL might work, they're probably going to go holler at like a Jermaine Dupri first to see how
Yeah,
he
for
can try to
sure.
round up the artists. You know how they're doing with the Magic City thing too as well. Shout out to ATL for
Mhm.
putting together this documentary that's getting ready to come out. It's going to be a lot of ATL icons in the documentary talking about Magic City, which is still around today. Hell, we passed Magic City. It's 2 blocks away from the Benz, damn near.
Oh,
So for
man,
fans coming from out of town, if you want to look for something to do on the weekend, you can go ahead to Magic City. We'll put that out there.
man.
Shameless plug, but in a good way. But for fan
Oh
fans,
man,
there's a lot to do out here in the city. Yuri knows about it too as well. Yuri, the soccer fan base and the Falcons fan base. I mean, just talk about the two because Atlanta United has a really big group of supporters and fans. And of course, the Atlanta Falcons, they can pack out the Benz. I think the Benz is going to be electric this year, starting with the Bucks' first game of the season. But just the United fan base, Hawks fan base, Falcon fan base, what have you noticed as a fan? I don't want to keep you too long,
man.
but what have you noticed?
That it's all good, man. With United, the support's different, man. Ever since they came here in 2017, you getting at least 50,000 every game, man, packing the bins. No matter what the record is, too. You see, we're not having a great year right now, but you still got supporter groups still coming to the bands. I joined the Terminus Region supporter group. It's a United supporter group. We have a great tailgate before every match. So the next one is on the 16th, and but the energy's always with. I'm just so glad we finally brought soccer to Atlanta. I was waiting for it for the longest, and when they announced United coming in 2014, it was great for the city, man.
Hey, it's going down, man. You're hearing it from Yuri right here. Yuri, you also interviewed a lot of hip hop artists too, as well. Give us one of your best interviews that you would say. Any up and coming artists you want to shout out
Man,
to as well? Because we'll tag them in the clips and the highlights. We will. But anyone you
man,
want to give a shout out to? Because you have
man.
seen a lot of artists doing what you do.
Favorite interview I did was with Ti in 2018. His Dime Trap album listening event. That's a legend, man. Shout out to his team. Shout out to Ryan, his management, great people. And like I said, one of the new artists in the city. Shout out to Anicia. She going crazy right now. Shout out to Pluto. I think those two are some of the hardest new artists in the city. So definitely go tap in with them.
Hey, man, going down, T. Will. You hearing it right here from Yuri, man. Hey, I tell y'all, Falcon fans, when it comes to talking football or talking Hawks or talking Braves, sometimes T. Will, as you see from the one time for the fan chat to talking with Country and A1, it can go from 30 minutes to an hour and a half to 2 hours to next thing you know we're talking about the Braves in 2027. We're talking about the Hawks in 2030
Because we
because we
definitely
listen.
can't talk about them in 2025 now, can we?
Sheesh, that's tough. But as a
Man.
fan and as a diehard fan, it's always good to talk sports with Yuri. And then, of course, we can talk music, entertainment, and now food, restaurants, hanging out, having a good time. Yuri, you was in Philly. Was you in
Last
Philly?
year?
Well, you didn't go to Philly
Nah,
last year, did you?
I should have, man. It was like, man, it was so last minute. I wanted to, but man, that was one of the best games of the season, man. That comeback was unreal.
Hey, man, I was sitting right there across from Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve's in the VIP section.
Uncle Steve,
I don't know
Uncle
how,
Steve was showing out.
Steve is
I don't
in
know
the
how I got over
building.
there, but Uncle Steve was in the VIP section.
Uncle
But let me
Steve in
tell
the
you, man.
building, too.
Hey,
Shout out to Uncle Steve, man. That's a legend, man.
What up,
big
Uncle
shout out to
Steve?
Uncle Steve, man. I know he's in the
Steve
chat
is in
too
the
as
building.
well. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. So many Falcon fans, Lisa Shepard, Carrie, Eric Parker. Y'all are keeping the chat live and keeping the chat lit. I thank you all. So many other Falcon fans too as well who's going to watch the podcast, listen
Wait,
to the
Jack, I
podcast.
got one more question for Yuri.
Man, go ahead. Platform's yours, man.
All right, Yuri. I'm a Marvel and DC head. Are you looking forward to the new Superman movie coming out on July 11th? Yay or nay? Give me your thoughts on
Yeah,
that.
for sure. I'm looking forward to that and the Fantastic Four one too at the end of the month. So I know you do a lot of Marvel and DC movie reviews too. That I watch those too. So you do a great job with that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I think this new Superman movie is going to be great. And I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, man, just wanted to know your thoughts. So that's
Yes,
the last
sir.
question. I promise. That's the
I
last.
love I love I love I love the Sinners review that you did too.
Oh, you liked it? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to for my ATL Sports, man.
Thank you. Thank
Former
you.
ATL Sports, former ATL Movies, T Wells. We got Yuri here. What do you have coming up on your platform? We're getting ready to wrap up the show here. Give us a little bit about your upcoming shows and events, so everybody can just go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe for former ATL Sports, former ATL Movies too as well. Fantastic Four, as you mentioned, I'm a Marvel guy. I'm really excited to see them go to this phase. I don't know if the rumors are true about Jonathan Majors returning as Kang possibly in the
Okay,
future,
yeah.
because they're still doing the filming. Robert Downey Jr. getting ready to hit back on the screen. Marvel, I think personally, as we get ready to talk a little bit comics here, people would say Marvel took a slump, right? Just like how
Yeah.
DC did too as well,
Yeah.
because I don't know if it was the direction that they was going with how they're producing the movies or putting them out or the actors they're using or the scripts, but some fans were not too excited about some of the series and some of the things that they put out. And Fantastic Four might be the move to kind of revive the Marvel Cinematic Universe to get them ready for the big Avengers, or is it Doomsday Part
Doomsday.
1, Part 2? That's
Yeah.
going to be, that big saga. But down the line, even the Blade thing, they can't even get kind of worked out with Marshawn Ali. And I want to see Marvel get back to where Marvel is. And Marvel is also filmed in Atlanta too as well for a lot of these projects. But yeah, for Fantastic Four, I'm excited about it. And of course, some of these upcoming movies that's Marvel's putting out here, I'm excited about it. But T Will, former ATL Sports, former ATL Movies, where can we find you guys and what you have coming up?
Of course, for my ATL Sports, we have a show Thursday and Friday night. Thursday night, it's pretty much either throwdown or throwback, just depends on what mood we're in. We're talking ATL Sports, Hawks, Falcons, Braves, whatever at the time. Friday night, we have an NFL show where we kind of get into NFL broader issues. And then, of course, Saturday, myself and George, and shout out to Debo Vibes, who was in here,
Big
my
shout out,
partner as
Debo.
well.
Shout out to Debo.
Foodies.
Out to Debo, who also has a foodie show. And Debo has a great show on Tuesday nights about the 90s. So just throwing that out there. But yeah, Thursday night, we got the throwback, throwdown, just depends. Friday night, we got the NFL show. And of course, Saturday, Jordan and myself typically do a movie. So this upcoming Saturday, we'll be doing the Justice League because, to your point, Jack, we were doing Marvel, but we're doing Marvel chronologically, not by release date. So the Fantastic Four movie takes place in the 60s. So we kind of took a pause on that because it was the next one after X-Men First Class. So we're doing DC. So we're going to do the Justice League this week. And then I think we'll do Superman the week after that, the new Superman movie that comes out July 11th, and then we'll do Fantastic Four. So.
Something about Fantastic Four, I don't want to get too much into this because we're talking Falcons and everything. We're about to go ahead and wrap it up. But something about Fantastic Four kind of points toward you got to get in today's time too. I know it's filmed in the 60s, but that post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you gotta tie in what's going on now.
They are. What
and
here's
I think
what
there's gonna be that jump from
agreed.
something's gonna open up in that timeline where they get to see it at the end. But yeah.
No, I think you're right. But here's what I think is going on. So there in the comic books, there's a comic where there are incursions, meaning you have two worlds that are coming at each other, and you got two choices. You can either blow up if Earth 1 and Earth 2 are coming at each other, one of them has to blow the other one up, or they both die.
That's what it looks like with Silver Surfer being like from the future with Galactus, and now they're entering the path to try to mess up. I see what's going on. I see what's going on.
So when Galactus shows up, he's going to eat your planet, right? But I don't think that's what's going on when you see them flee. I think they're fleeing. And again, this is just T. Will's theory. Doesn't make it true. But I think there's an incursion going on, and I think they are coming into. I think that's how they will enter into the 616 universe or the present day universe. I think that's why, because they'll be fleeing from their universe. Now, doesn't make it true, but those are just my thoughts. But anyway,
All-star cast for that Fantastic Four. Can't wait to see it. And of course, I'm ready for that post-credit scene because you got to tie in what's going on coming up soon because everybody's going to be in Doomsday. So something has to tie in, and it won't be another Fantastic Four film. So I'm guessing the next time we see Fantastic Four characters after this movie would be in Avengers Doomsday because they said all the characters are going to be on the film. So someone's going to tie it in. But I can't wait to see Fantastic Four in these Marvel films, and I can't wait to see the Atlanta Falcons. And of course, my brother Yuri at the Benz on the road. Yuri, before we get up out of here, man, let's get to some shout outs, man. If you want to go ahead and shout out your people, your folks, who you rocking with, who you rolling with.
Man. Man, first off, man, shout out to y'all for having me on the show, man. I'll be ready to get back on here for a minute, man. One time for the fan, man. One of the best Falcons podcasts on YouTube, man. Like y'all bring, great insights to the team, great entertainment, man. Y'all always good people in general, man. I appreciate y'all for always showing me love, man. Like I said, shout out to God for waking me up this morning. Shout out to everyone supporting me, man. It's just like I can't wait for the season to start, man. With the Hawks, Falcons, it's gonna be an amazing time for the city, man. It really is.
You're hearing it from Yuri, Falcon fans. So definitely hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Hit that follow button for Yuri too as well. T Will, go ahead
Hey,
and plug your channel, do your thing, give your shout outs, man. Let's rock and roll.
I mean, what he said. First off, shout out to God. Thank you for waking me up. You know, I'm all about that life. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys. You guys support me and you support Jack and everybody. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to Debo. Shout out to Modi 3000. Hey, man, want to thank my brother and obviously Jack for giving my start in this business. You guys have an amazing day. You can find me at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube and For My ATL Movies 1 on YouTube as well. Jack, it's on you.
Hey, big shout out to Bodie 3000. Big shout out to Miss Carrie. Big shout out to everybody here rocking and rolling with One Time for the Fan. Of course, our special guest with his Falcons fan talk, Yuri in the building, talking Falcons, Braves, good food, restaurants, traffic in Atlanta, Delta Sky Miles. It don't matter what it was. Yuri knows what he's talking about when it comes to
Yes, he.
Atlanta. So big shout out to Yuri for being, such a fan that you are, man, because we need more fans like you out here in the world, supporting these Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta Braves, and of course, all these other teams too as well. What we got? USA and Mexico too as well. I think United States, was it Mexico? Mexico won. Mexico beats United States 2-1
Woo,
in
man.
the Gold Cup. That's disappointing for Team USA because I think they were undefeated up until that point in the Gold Cup. So sports carries on. But Yuri, we'll see you at training camp. I'm sure you'll be able to get up there.
July 24th, man. I hope to see both of y'all, man. Terry, I hope you can get up there, man.
I hope so too, man. Either way, Yuri, as always, man. Hey, I I just enjoy our interactions. I'm gonna make one. Are you coming to every one, Yuri, or just the one?
Man, definitely doing the 24th. Definitely the one with the joint practice with the Titans. I think it's on the 12th. And there's a get together training camp event on the 26th. I gotta go out get my tickets for that. So definitely the opening day training camp and the joint practice with the Titans.
All right. Well,
Falcon
I'm
fans,
gonna make one of them that you're at. I know I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make
Falcon
one of
fans
them.
in the chat, if you listen to this episode, and we'll mention it again on the pop-up podcast between now and Wednesday, probably, and then the Wednesday show. But if you have any additional training camp tickets that you want to go ahead and probably give it One Time for the Fan, we'll give it out to any fans who need some, because there's some fans that are not season ticket holders who can't get these tickets. So if you have some additional tickets you want, give them to some fans, show up right here on One Time for the Fan. We'll be glad to find some fans who need some tickets, because even Yuri mentioned that Saturday ticket is even difficult to join up together, to welcome back fans that they have going
Mhm.
on that Saturday. So anybody with any additional training camp tickets or want to go to training camp, let us know. We'll try to do the best we can to help you all get to training camp for that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and so on, because a lot of season ticket holders get the tickets and they can't go, right? Or they might miss a day and then they wake up that morning and say, hey, I got 2 extra tickets or 4 extra tickets. So if you know now that you can't get them, let us know. We'll be able to help you all. But Lisa Shepard said training camp tickets are open for all fans. Yuri, is the Saturday one still out there? Is this, Lisa, do you know about the
Uh,
Saturday one?
the get together event.
The get together event, yeah.
I know it's sold out right now, and that was a real popular training camp date, man. Because I think Raheem and Terry are both going to be speaking to the fans that day too, so that's why it's in so high demand. But every other training camp date, they're all open, they're all free. You can get it on the Falcon site.
Oh shit, even better, right there. Go on the Falcons website and get those training camp tickets. Saturday is already at capacity. Oh,
Yep.
so there you go, Falcon fans. But if any fan can't make the event, right? If you can't make it and you want to just look out for another fan, let us know. We'll give them to some fans who need some. But otherwise than that, it's going down. All those public training camp dates, please show up, Falcon fans. Let's get a bunch of fans on the hill. Let's make some noise. Let's root on these players. These guys are going to work hard out here, to not make the city proud, make the fan base proud, make the organization proud. But 53 players got to make this roster, right? And we know what's going to happen in the next couple of days at training camp. So it's going down in a major way. Flowery Branch is a nice little trip out there in Gwinnett County too. Be prepared for the weather. Yuri, I'm sure it's gonna be 90 degrees, a little bit hotter than that. So
The
fans,
hill's going the hill is gonna be packed.
right. And Lisa Shepard said tickets are free. Just need to get them. Falcon fan, don't go out there buying no tickets. Though somebody sold me tickets for $25, $30. Hell, nah, they ain't say no tickets for no 20. They say no football game. It's practice. So head over there to the Falcons website. Get those tickets. I want to see everybody in attendance. I want to see everybody in the Benz on the road. This team, like Yuri said, is going to be very good. We see it on paper. Now we're getting ready to see it on the field, and I just can't wait. Shout out to everybody in the chat: Lisa Shepard, Debo Vibes, Eric Parker, Jeremiah Weems, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic with the super chat.
Super chat.
Big shout out to Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, man. I can't wait until training camp. We're 17 days away before we out there talking Falcons football. Yuri, thank you. T-Will, former ATL Sports, former ATL Movies. Thank you. Once again, big shout out to Kerry and Bodie. We up out of here, y'all. Rise up.